I quit my $100,000 a year business development job in tech to work for minimum wage at an SEO agency selling SEO. Because I knew that in order to sell SEO, I would have to learn SEO. And it worked. My very first SEO project went from 445 visitors a month to over 103,000 organics a month in just 13 months, without building any backlinks or without any technical BS either. This is the first project of 6 that I've taken to over 100,000 organics a month in the last 5 years. And the biggest has grown to over 1.5 million organics a month using the same strategies I learned in this very first SEO project. In fact, all of the strategies and tactics I learned through this project still work today. I hired one writer, Amar Zayed, the GOAT, and together we published about 100 pages of content over the course of 1 year. We didn't build any backlinks, and we didn't do any technical SEO because I didn't know technical SEO at the time. In fact, I wouldn't even know how to use Google Search Console for 2 more years. All we did was focus on being the best page of content Google could show its searchers for the keywords that we want to rank for. And it worked really incredibly well. 445 to 103,000 organic visitors every single month in 13 months, just by focusing on producing the highest quality content. Basically, treating Google's users like they're checking into a 5-star resort. Let's dive into the strategy and how we executed this campaign. First, we need to build a topical map. Go to Ahrefs, use their Keyword Explorer tool, and type in your main keywords. Next, click Matching Term. This tells Ahrefs to give you all of the keywords that match those phrases. What you're going to get back is a list of unstructured keywords, and there's going to be thousands or tens of thousands of keywords on this list. Ahrefs and SEMrush and all the major SEO tools stop here. What they don't tell you is, how many pages of content do you need to create to rank for all those keywords? Which keywords go on which pages? These are important questions that Ahrefs and SEMrush don't solve, but you're going to have to figure out. There's an easy way and there's a hard way. I choose the easy way every time. And I use Cluster AI to automate the process. When you use Cluster AI, your work is already done. All you have to do is export your list from Ahrefs and import it into Cluster AI. And what we get back is a structured list of topics. Each row is a unique topic, and each row contains a main keyword, variations of the main keyword, and their aggregate search volume for all of the keywords combined. Here's how Cluster AI figured this all out. Cluster AI crawls the first page of Google for each keyword on your list. If a keyword has 3 or more results in common with another keyword, it means those keywords can rank together. And if there's 3 other websites that are ranking for both keywords with one page, you can probably rank for both keywords with one page. And Cluster AI combines those keywords into a grouping. If a pair of keywords have 2 or less results in common, Cluster AI separates these keywords into different topics. Because if nobody or barely anybody is ranking for both keywords with one page, then you probably can't either. Now, if you're not using Cluster AI, you have to do this manually. And that means you're going to take 2 keywords, you're going to open up the first page results for both keywords, and you're going to look for matches manually. But our keyword list has thousands or tens of thousands of keywords. And this is way too much work to be done manually, so you're going to wing it. I think this keyword goes with that keyword. I think this keyword over here goes with this other keyword. You're winging it. And ultimately, it's going to hurt your SEO performance. Let me give you an example. Keyword 1, LinkedIn profile examples. Keyword 2, LinkedIn headline examples. To the average SEO, these seem like keyword variations of the same topic about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. But when you Google both keywords, you're going to see that the results are completely unique. And the same for LinkedIn headline examples. The search results are completely optimized for LinkedIn headline examples. And what this means is if you tried to optimize your page for both, you would rank for neither. Content is the biggest investment in any SEO campaign. And Cluster AI is battle proven across 20,000 plus pages, hundreds of thousands of page 1 keywords, and more than 50 million organic visitors. You can't afford to get this step wrong, and Cluster AI saves the day. Next, we need to build our content briefs. Everybody in SEO builds content briefs to help their writers create naturally optimized content. But my agency, contentdistribution.com, published 14,000 pages in the last couple of years. And ain't nobody got time to create 14,000 content briefs. So we create what we call a content series template. And it's like a content brief, but on steroids. And it helps writers create content for every single piece of content in a particular silo. First, we interview stakeholders and SMEs with strong thoughts and opinions. We capture those strong thoughts and opinions along with voice, messaging, positioning, and we turn this into what we call enablement documentation. And this enablement documentation allows us to hold our content team accountable to writing content like they have direct access to senior stakeholders and SMEs' brains. And we treat it like a living, breathing document, meaning every time we receive feedback, we not only implement that feedback on the article in all articles in production, but we write it down as a rule that we pass all future content against before delivering it to you, allowing us to maintain consistency across voice, messaging, positioning, strong thoughts and opinions, product, pricing, CTAs, and everything else across hundreds or thousands of pages. By the time we're done, this enablement documentation is going to be anywhere from 10 to 30 pages. Now it's time to start writing. Content is the hardest part about winning big with SEO. Every single word is a liability to mess something up. Spelling, grammar, and punctuation are table stakes. I'm talking about consistent messaging, voice, positioning, brand guidelines across hundreds of pages representing hundreds of thousands or millions of words. If you've ever tried to scale content production, you know that it's death by 1,000 paper cuts, and this solves that problem. Now I want to talk about the writers who are doing the work and explain exactly how we recruit the highest quality, most affordable writers on the internet whenever we need them. First, we go to workello.com and log into our account. Then we create a job using Workello's template library. Each template contains a job description, writing tests, applicant notifications, and resources on where to post your job depending on the type of writers you're looking for. The whole setup takes just a couple minutes. For generalists, hit up LinkedIn and ProBlogger. And for writers with industry-specific expertise, look at Reddit and Facebook groups. Posting your job in these resources takes just a couple minutes. And now it's time to sit back and relax while candidates find a job application and apply through Workello. Once the applicants are in your Workello account, everything is super easy. One-click reject to send a polite rejection email, or one-click test to send your applicants a writing test. We posted a job on ProBlogger last week, and we already have 645 applicants. Getting applicants is the easy part. Identifying the top 1% and then hiring them is the hard part, and that's where Workello shines. Now, if you're using a Google form to hack together this process, good job, bro. But the best writers want to work for the best employers, and Workello is optimized to keep your applicants engaged so they take your writing test. Back to writing. Each article we write, we want to beat the competition in everything, because more value equals better UX metrics equals better rankings equals more traffic equals more money. What do I mean when I say user engagement metrics? I'm talking about things like bounce rate, time on site, pages visited, overall site engagement, branded searches, return visitors. The better your content is, the better you'll do on all of these metrics. Because our entire strategy is to be the best destination that Google could send its searchers for the keywords that we want to rank for. It worked 5 years ago, it's working today. And that's literally the secret for how we've taken 6 projects from 0 to over 100,000 organics a month without building any backlinks and with just a little bit of technical BS. And if we're not building backlinks and we're not doing technical BS, what else could it be besides a relentless focus on content quality? And this makes complete sense. Everybody knows LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube use user engagement metrics to influence reach. You post your content, they show it to a small audience. If that audience engages well, they show it to a bigger audience, and they keep expanding the people they show it to until your user engagement metrics drop off. Google has access to the data. They have Chrome, they have Android, they have Google Analytics, and they're the world's most innovative big data company. You can't convince me that the world's most innovative big data company who sees all of their peers using user engagement metrics and also have access to user engagement metrics aren't using that data to influence reach and rankings. And this aligns with all the work we've done over the last 5 years. If you want more details on this, check out my last video on how Google works. In this video, I review documents that were leaked from Google's antitrust hearing that proves that I'm right. Watch that video after this one. I'll drop the link in the description box. So what does good quality content actually mean? What does beating the competition on everything mean? Here's 6 things you want to beat the competition on. Answer the searcher's question faster. Add more H2s and be more comprehensive. Add more media like images, videos, and embeds from TikTok and YouTube. Add lists, tables, and bullets. Add internal links to relevant content. Add external links to authoritative resources. Beat your competition on everything that could add value to the user. So what does this look like in practice? Well, we rank for a lot of things on this project, but I have 2 favorite examples that informed how I do SEO today. The first, we outranked Instagram for Instagram support, and we outranked Shopify for Is Shopify Safe? These pages ultimately didn't make the agency any money. And to be honest, it was kind of an accident. But this accident informed how we approach SEO over 14,000 pages in the last 5 years. And that content has generated tens of millions of dollars, maybe more. And besides, this was my very first SEO project and my very first marketing role. I didn't know some stuff. Anyways, let's break down these pages and show you how powerful beating the competition and everything actually is. Let's start with Instagram. Instagram's contact page is short. There's not much text and it's definitely not optimized for anything. Here's what the user experience looks like. You search for Instagram support or contact Instagram because you have a problem. You find the official Instagram support contact page. You read it for about 10 seconds and click one of the options. And the next page tells you you're screwed. You're never going to contact Instagram. So the user slaps their back button and looks for someone else who can help them. They're not giving up yet. And they find my page, they click in and cross their fingers we can help. Our page is 2,000 words. It's going to take a couple minutes to read it. And ultimately, our article is going to tell them they're screwed too. But we enabled comments and we have hundreds of comments from people who want to contact Instagram. So the reader is now reading every single comment, scrutinizing these comments for a sign of help. Something someone says that lets them know they can solve their problem too. By the time they're done reading our page, they know they're screwed and they know that there's no one who can help them. So they close their tab, they terminate their search, they go to bed and they start crying. And that happened hundreds or thousands of times until Google decided based off of user engagement metrics that we're a better resource to send users to than Instagram themselves, and they ranked us above Instagram. And when Google finally put us in number one, they left us there because the user engagement metrics told them to. Now, if you've been doing SEO for a while, you're familiar with the Google dance. You hit page one, you stay for a little bit, then you bounce off. Maybe you come back, maybe you don't. What's happening there is Google is testing your site to see if your page is more valuable to the reader than the pages they're currently showing. And if you're not, when you get bounced off, you stay off the first page. But if you are and you get bounced off, eventually they're gonna put you back there and eventually you're gonna stick. To help you visualize this, I searched Google Images and grabbed the first image I found, coincidentally from James Dooley at FatRank. Thanks, James. Everybody knows about the Google dance. What else could it be besides UX metrics? Now let's take a look at the Shopify page. Is Shopify safe? Our page is 1,500 words, multiple H2s. We cover this from every angle. Shopify's page is a comment in their forums from a couple of years ago saying, yeah, we're safe. Our page explains why they're safe. We bring the proof. The Shopify page ranking for is Shopify safe doesn't inspire much trust. The entire comment is 6 words. Now, after beating Shopify on value to the reader, I want to cover another important concept, relevance. What I actually should have said earlier is we want to be more valuable and more relevant for Google searchers than any other page Google could show for the pages we want to rank for. Relevance is driven in a few key areas. It's your URL, it's your H1, it's your H2s, it's your internal links, and it's your meta description. And these help Google understand that your page is extremely relevant to the thing that the searcher is searching for. Now, one of the other benefits of Cluster AI is when you're writing your content, your writer's probably going to use the main keyword 100 times. And with Cluster AI's variations, you can have that same writer use those variations in place of the main keyword. And what ends up happening is your page doesn't end up ranking for just the main keyword. It ends up ranking for hundreds or thousands of similar keywords too. People try and make this confusing by calling it semantic SEO. To me, it's just called SEO. And this is super important because oftentimes the aggregate volume of all the keyword variations is actually more search volume than just the main keyword itself. So you absolutely want to rank for all the variations of the main keyword. But first, you have to use them in your content, and to get them, you have to use Cluster AI. You know us as the SEO content agency, contentdistribution.com. But did you know we also help companies build in-house content teams? It's our SOPs, process, systems, and automations, plus your staff. We started doing this about 2 years ago and have helped a bunch of brands grow from 0 to over 100,000 organics a month. The best part, none of these brands had SEO experience, nor did they have writers and editors. We helped them hire everyone. Zavi.io, an HR startup, not easy content to write, grew to over 100,000 organics a month in less than a year. Red Switches, a server hosting company, has also grown to more than 100,000 organics a month. And it's working so well, they're scaling their team like crazy. They're going big. Look out for these guys, Rackspace. Make Them Do Crew. Been trying SEO inconsistently the last couple of years. Traffic goes up and down, up and down. They started working with us and they've skyrocketed to over 300,000 organics a month with no signs of slowing down. Don't have a content team? Neither did they. We'll help you hire writers, editors, VAs, and if you need it, an SEO to manage the project. The key to scaling content up is processes, systems, and documentation. And we're gonna give you all of that. We're gonna help you hire the team and we're gonna handhold you all the way to the promised land. If you're interested, click the link in the description and sign up for the waitlist. All right. right, back to the video. UX metrics doesn't stop with content. I used to think about UX metrics only in the context of content, but today I think about user engagement metrics across the entire user experience. Have a table of contents and make it sticky so that it follows the user as they scroll. Add a CTA to the sidebar to make it really easy to jump into your funnel. The better your funnel, the better your user engagement metrics are going to be. So do whatever it takes to keep users on your page. Got a question? Join the Fat Graph Content Ops community. We have 11,000 members sharing their secrets to success. And it's not just me. We have regular AMAs with guests like Rand Fishkin, SEMrush, and marketers and SEOs from G2, Shopify, Quora, Coinbase, WordPress, and more. Go to fb.com/group/content distribution engine or tap the link in the description. The last level in increasing your user engagement metrics is also the hardest. It's called audience offer fit. If you take 2 pages of content, they're exactly the same. They're sitting on websites that are very similar. They're both going to have similar user engagement metrics. The content hosted on the website with a better audience offer fit is going to have stronger user engagement metrics than the content that's exactly the same hosted on a website that has weak audience offer fit. Why? Because strong audience offer fit is going to take the user off the page they landed on and push them into your funnel. And as they're going through your funnel, they're increasing all the UX metrics: time on site, pages visited, bounce rate, overall site engagement, return visits, branded searches. All of those benefit the further into your funnel they get. And this was the biggest mistake I made on this project, is we ranked really well for topics that our agency didn't have a strong audience offer fit with. We didn't have anything to sell these guys. So once they got what they were looking for, they bounced off and the campaign did not generate a lot of revenue. This is the first project I took from 0 to over 100,000 organics a month. And I've got 5 more. We're actively recording the videos. They're in production and they're going to be dropped soon. Smash that subscribe button, tap that like, join the Facebook group, and follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter for more content.